Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be the 6-month update on my septum piercing. I know a lot of you have been really asking for an update, but I really wanted to wait for the 6-month mark because there was really nothing to really update you on, but since it's been 6 months, I figured I would share with you, how it's doing, things like that. Also, please excuse my very 90s crazy hair. I slept with braids in last night just to try to do something different with my hair, and it came out like this. So it's kind of cool. It's, very fluffy. So yeah, just kind of excuse that. I'm just kind of playing around with my hair because I never do anything with my hair. So I figured I would sleep in with braids and, just kind of let it be all crimpy and crazy. So I got my septum pierced 6 months ago, which was in July. It was just kind of one of those little spur of the moment type piercings, and I went and did it. For those of you who had followed my journey, you know that I was pierced with a very big ring, and I was also pierced incorrectly. I was pierced very, very low on my septum, which is not where it's supposed to go. It's supposed to go up in the sweet spot, and I was pierced 5 millimeters below that. So it was a very painful piercing because it wasn't pierced in the right spot. It was pierced really, really low, right in this really thick skin cartilage right there. So that's pretty much where it was pierced, and the healing process has not been fun at all. The ring that I originally had in was so big and so bulky, and it was incredibly painful. My nose was very tender and sore. Cleaning it was awful. It just hurt. So I really I was fighting with myself. I was like, oh, should I get it redone or what should I do? And I went and talked to another piercer about it, and he said that, it's really not that big of a deal. You could just change it to a curved barbell, and that would actually look just fine. So about, when was it? Maybe August? Yeah, it was in August. I switched it to this ring that you are currently seeing, which is a 16 gauge, 6 millimeter eyebrow ring. It's a little curved barbell, and ever since I changed it to this ring, things have been nothing but glorious with it. I am very, very happy with it. I've had it in for August, September, October, November, December. 4 months now I've had this little ring in, and things have been so much better. The big ring just wasn't helping it heal. It was so big, it was getting knocked over all the time. It just made it really difficult to clean. So yeah, since changing it, things have been a whole lot better. The actual piercing doesn't hurt anymore. I can move it. I can take it in and out without any problems. One thing I'm still having a little bit of pains with is there are some parts of my nose that are still a little bit tender. This part isn't tender anymore. I can move my nose all sorts of which ways. Right here is still kind of tender, and I have a little part where it's right here where every time I press on it, it is a little ticklish tender, you know what I mean? It's kind of like that feeling, but it's really not as bad as it was. The tenderness has definitely subsided, that's for sure. And I'm really, really happy about that because, oh my gosh, that was the worst part. Every time I would hit my nose, my eyes would just water. It was just not a good time. But I have a little part right here that if you press it just right, my eyes get watery and it just kind of tickle tenders, you know what I mean? I don't really clean it anymore. It's been 6 months and it's doing just fine. If I do need to clean it, if I get makeup on the barbells, I'll clean it in the shower that night. But that's really all I do as far as cleaning now. I don't really focus on giving it a good, cleaning like I used to, like I did when it was fresh. The one thing people warned me about when I got my septum pierced is they said eventually I would start to smell a weird smell coming from the piercing, and that I don't know much about that. I'm not really sure, but a lot of people have said that they took their septum out because they couldn't handle the smell, and personally I have not smelled anything, nothing weird or funky coming from my piercing. My nose and all my smells are just, perfectly normal. Another question I get asked a lot is, are you going to be changing it to a different ring? And the answer is no. I'm going to be keeping in this little barbell in it for probably indefinitely. If I do, I'll probably just change the balls, but I'm not going to be changing it to another ring because one, it is pierced so freakishly low that every ring I put in it will just look huge, and I don't want that. And another thing is I really like septum rings that are hardly noticeable. I like just so the two balls show. I really like that look. That's what I wanted originally, and that's what I have now with this little curved barbell. So this is the one that I will be keeping in permanently until I decide to take it out. Since my septum is pierced so low, I'll go ahead and show you by what I mean. It is very low. It was pierced very incorrectly, and I think since getting it pierced, I think it has actually moved down more, so I don't know if it's just like migrated to a more comfortable spot or what, but it is freakishly low. So there is where my septum piercing was pierced. As you can see, it's like not even close to the correct spot, so that's pretty much what it looks like. But like I said, it doesn't hurt, there's no pain, nothing like that. The other thing that I'm kind of struggling with is, I don't know if you'll notice this in some of my videos, but sometimes my piercing will look like that. And I'll just have one little dangly ball, or it'll be like, hang on. Or it'll be like that on one side where I just have like one ball showing, and that actually drives me absolutely insane. And a lot of you had told me about O-rings, and that's a great idea. O-rings are pretty much to keep the piercing from moving, to keep it in place, which is what I want, because I want it to literally be straight and in place like that all the time, but it hardly ever stays that way. It's always moving. This problem I'm having is finding ones that are like good size. So where do you find little tiny ass O-rings online? Like, if someone could please like provide a link or tell me where to go or something like that, that would be greatly appreciated, because I have searched forever and they're always ginormous. I don't need a big one. Like, obviously this is like a 16 gauge little tiny curved barbell. I'd need O-rings to go on each side to keep it from moving. So if any of you out there could help me out with that little dilemma that I'm having, I would greatly appreciate it. But pretty much that's everything that I have to update you guys on my septum piercing. There's really nothing else going on with it. You know, it doesn't hurt, it's doing well. So that's pretty much everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this little life update. If you did, please give it a huge thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments for me, go ahead and shoot them down below as well. Make sure you go down in the description box and follow me on all my social media. I would greatly appreciate that as well. But until then, I will see you guys very soon in my next piercing video. Bye guys!